This is a special report. The crypto casino is failing. Bitcoin, a look back and a look forward. It was back around the time of March 30th that I did some analysis on Bitcoin when it was at $47,000. That's a good way to start doing this special, because I want you to see what our analysis was back then, and then we'll take a look at where we are right now. So take a quick look at this short video.
Bitcoin had a big rally. There is some relief from the Bitcoin holders that the regulation around the world acknowledges that cryptocurrencies have reason to exist. That's about the most positive statement I could make about them. That's what the regulation looks like, and so money has been moving in, and Bitcoin's been rebounding, but it's rebounding at exactly the spot we thought that it would, and it's rebounding to levels that we had anticipated. In fact, we thought maybe even up to 50,000, which it didn't quite get to so far, and that's all in line with what we think is a very bearish condition, and the likelihood that Bitcoin is going to have a big decline, as it's probably setting up a bear flag that it's forming in right now. So a bear flag is made up of a big flat inverted flagpole, and then some zigzag where it moves up, but it only gets up into the resistance. It doesn't really get up very far. Right now, it's just moving up through that 38.2. This is the 50. This is the 61.8. Those are all important resistance levels. The fact that it moved up here from 32,000, 33,000 up here to 48,000 doesn't mean anything in this big picture. Now you have this cycle right over here, and there are 3 out-of-phase cycles right over here that we're looking at that are in play. This bigger one right in here that you can see the low here and the low here and the low here. The intermediate one right over there, you could see that low and that low and that low. It's crazy how good that is. And then the real short one right in here, 1, 2, and 3, where they all bottomed right here and nested. And when you get 1, 2, and 3 moving up all at the same time is when you get the biggest upside explosions. You're not getting that right now. It's just now hitting the resistance level. So you'd expect that this minor cycle, which bottomed right over here, and the next minor cycle rally, once that's over with, which is somewhere out over here, they all take a hold to be moving down again in a serious way. This period, May through July, is a period of risk. So we think that when this rally is over with, and you get into this period in here where you have these cycles moving down, is where you get the big decline. The downward projection right over here is to support at somewhere down around 29 to 27.5, right there, with a possibility at this 78.6 at around 18,000.
So as you can see, we expected a big decline in Bitcoin, and we showed why. So now what I want to do is I want to look at present time at today's analysis here on May 9th of 2022 with Bitcoin now at 32,835. This is basically $14,000 lower and headed very close to our first target on the downside. So let's take a look here at the present Bitcoin market, and I'm going to show you the same chart that I showed back then. But now you can see what happened was that after it failed in this area that we were talking about, it had been making a bear flag. Let's talk about what makes a bear flag. What happens is that there are momentum pressures or money flow pressures that are illustrated by the Slim reversal scout right over here, a momentum indicator that said that the market had a big downward force. When it bottomed here, when these cycles turned up right there, and then we added in this slightly a shorter intermediate cycle that is very powerful in there also, and that points to once it failed in here and momentum turned down again, that it would break down this bear flag and then be moving down again. Now here are those downside targets again around 29,000 something, 27,000 something. That's our first target here on the downside. Then this next one is down over here in the area of about 18,000. That's called a super major 78.6. That comes way back from an important low months and months ago, measured from the peak that we had at 69,000 and change. So that's an important target. And right over here, you can see that this big dominant cycle here bottoms out over here in July. Now that lines up with Ethereum and Bitcoin synced lows in early July on the daily charts also. So what that suggests is that this decline in this big yellow zone is where the biggest downside risk is. The same thing that happened right over here. Also, and I can go further back and you'll see there are lots of times when there were these nested downward forces and cycles that were pushing to the downside. That points to this period over here from where we are right now here on May 9th out through July as a period of extreme risk. And you can see we had that labeled in there. And as it declines in here, we expect that there could be a continued free fall. 18,000, I think, is very much in reach. And this is truly the wipeout going on in here of cryptocurrencies, and I think the decimation of the bulls. And in order for there to be any survival in cryptocurrencies at all, you have to shake out this massive amount that you see right over here, over 16,000, including all the altcoins. And there's probably 90% of those that are going to go away. So there's a giant shakeout underway right now, and I think the bulls are sadly going to get hurt very much in here with, again, a very good shot at the 18,000 level down over here between now and July. So that is the present look at the Bitcoin market, the breakdown, the resumption of the momentum on the downside, getting into the real dangerous time frame in here between the May and July period. It means that rallies that very likely will come in here as rebounds are very likely to fail, and fail in a very big way. That's a look at today's analysis in Bitcoin and following up on what we said just only about 7 weeks ago and the Bitcoin market following that analysis perfectly. I hope that was very helpful to you, and I'll see you next time.